Let's start with Little Lenormand. Shall we? Rider. Coming in fast. It could be about travel. It could be about a visitor. It can be about news coming in. What is Rider about? Rider and... one more, please. Oh my gosh. Sun. Sometimes when they all fall, then I take whatever's on the bottom. I do see Sun. It's positive. There's positive movement happening. Positive movement. Mars is still in that grand water trine, right? Mars is about action, movement, travel. Okay. This could be happening for a man. There could be a man, a visitor, or a man who is traveling. Anything else? Anything else you can say about this from the Lenormand cards? Thank you. Fox. One more with Fox. What's Fox about? Fox can be about planning. It can be about cunning. Someone could be planning a trip. Fox. I did actually, I was letter. Someone might be planning on sending a letter or something. Someone could be planning on giving some information of some kind. Okay. Some clarity. Maybe someone's coming in with some clarity, some news. There's also something just about travel here. We'll see. I did also see the Fox card, and now I'm feeling like we need to pull an animal medicine card. I pulled it out, and then I was like, well, maybe not today. Maybe not. I just thought 222. 222 could be significant. Okay, do we need an animal medicine card? Wolf. We get wolf a lot. Ow! Okay, we'll read wolf again, a little bit about wolf. Anything else? There's crow. There's too many, guys. Too many. Lots of animals. Maybe we should just stick with wolf. Oh. There's fox. I had a feeling. I got a feeling deep inside. Oh yeah. So we got some canines. What's this letter about? Ring is about agreements, contracts, commitments. It's so pretty in this deck. God, I love this artist. I just had a feeling that I needed to get a card on that. Let's get into the tarot. What deck should I use today? And letter. You could be getting some news about some sort of agreement. There could be, now agreements can be about anything, right? It could be an agreement about a job, some sort of work, some sort of, could just be a favor for a friend. This could be something about a home, some sort of contract, for business, something like that. Let's see. And then, of course, it could be an offer of commitment. Just love the way he does it here. The rainbow suggests the 10 of Cups, The rainbow suggests that there's been hardship before. You see the snake? I love the eye on the ring in this one. Jeez, it's so beautiful. That's the Ace of Spades, the Ace of Swords. I know I remember that Wolf said something about mating for life, but we'll read that at the end. Looking for somebody! This is gonna work for you if you pay attention, if you can understand what these archetypes are about and apply them to your life, and also be aware throughout your day. That's the fun thing for me, is being aware. Or if you're watching this at the end of the day, then think back, did any of this stuff come up in conversation with people around you, in the lives of people around you? Did you think about it? The archetypes are going to show up. Now, with ring, it can also be about breaking contracts as well. Breaking agreements. This news coming in. Now, I'm not seeing any other cards that are... This looks pretty auspicious so far. Whoop. Four of Swords. That's nice. First card in the tarot is the Four of Swords. This is about having a stable mind. This is about relaxing your mind. This is so important, okay? Four relates to the Emperor. It also relates to temperance, okay, and death. It usually comes after a battle, all right? I'm hearing that twice now. Sometimes it comes after the Three of Swords. Interesting in this deck, this woman. It's like I'm hearing Joan of Arc. She's been through a lot. She or he. She's drained herself. There's someone out there who has been draining themselves. And so they need to recoup. They need to, it's a time of healing and cleansing for some. I am hearing that. Someone needs to go on a retreat. Yeah, see? Three of Swords. 3 and then 4. After some heartbreak, after some disappointment, after some difficulty, it's time to heal. It doesn't have to be heartbreak. This can be lots of different things. Someone does need to heal. But this is mostly, to me, the Four of Swords is a card of meditation. It's a card of relaxing our brain, and that is what is so important. It is so important, guys. Yeah, we're moving into calmer waters of the mind. That's what we all want to be doing. This is what we're trying to do in order to be on our highest timeline. In order to manifest what we want, in order to manifest the life that we want, then we need to be able to meditate. It really helps. So especially when, I've been talking a lot about these ruts in the road, the neural pathways in our brain, okay? And when it's so quick and it's so habitual, sometimes it's best to practice putting space between ourselves and our thoughts, all right? 5-10 minutes a day, all right? Just sitting for 5 to 10 minutes and noticing your thoughts every day. I guarantee you're going to want to do it more than 5 or 10 minutes. Here's the Emperor. We'll see if he comes back out. Emperors, if you want to be a solid emperor, then you need to master the 4 in all the elements. You need to have a stable mind, okay? What else? 333. I just saw 222 and 333 today. Page of Swords. Okay. 4 of Pentacles. We have another 4. 9 of Wands. A Hermit. We got 2 9s here. The big 9 and the little 9. See, with the Page of Swords, this can mean several things, but sometimes I do relate it to kind of a lower mentality thinking. Doesn't always have to be, but sometimes we are spinning when we're at the Page of Swords, like a lot of thinking. On the other hand, this can be about a message. It can be about us holding on to the potential of this new way of thinking, which I've been talking about, right? I have been talking about this. We're also stabilizing of the earth, okay? So someone is trying to save some money, although someone's also protecting. I do also feel like someone's protecting. Yeah, I do think that this is about someone trying to manifest something. We're all trying to manifest something. We're all trying to manifest our happily ever after. Maybe someone's trying to manifest commitment or a relationship, travel, happiness, We need to be alone a little bit longer. You need to be okay with where you are, all right? We need to get content. If we're at the 9, we need to be content with it, all right? We need to renunciate. We need to renunciate. Let's get a little bit more here. Yeah, we're manifesting. The Magician. We have all the tools. There's new opportunities popping up all the time, right? When we think about it, we get in our own way. When we think about it, we block it. All right. This is why we have to have that 4 of Swords. This is why we have to, whenever you think about the thing, whatever you're trying to manifest, you need to take it out of your brain almost immediately. You have to say thank you. You have to say thank you first. Say, thank you. I know that my manifestation is on its way. I know that my desires are going to be fulfilled. I know that my prayers are going to be answered. I know that I deserve this. I know that I can have this. I know that I create my own reality. I know it because this is science, okay? So you can just take that away. You can take it out of your mind as soon as it comes in. Oh, there it is. There's that thought, that mental, that neuro pathway. Yep, there's that racing thought again, right? You need to stop preparing for a battle that's never going to come. That is the thing with the 9 of Wands. Okay, it's the Wounded Warrior card, and sometimes he really is like getting all of his ducks in a row, which can be indicated here like someone is just preparing for something. Someone is preparing for something that is a message, but for others, this is false security. And sometimes with the 9 of Wands here, he's constantly looking for the battle, and so he creates it. Just like yesterday, I was talking about that self-fulfilling prophecy with the 9 of Swords, which is here on the bottom of the deck. We can do that with the 9 of Wands as well, with the way that the Rider-Waite Smith decided to illustrate how the 9s could be, right? We need to calm our brains. We need to stop listening to other people. I'm hearing that. And trust your inner guidance. Trust your inner knowing. There's the Star. Have faith. Or whatever it is, you can have it. Okay, extra information, clarification, please. The Moon. Moon and the Hierophant. You need to have faith. You need to have the Star to get through the Moon. This is the big 9, the biggest 9, right? The big 8, 8 to the 9. 18 relates to 8 and 9, okay? This is when we set off into the dark. You can't see shit here. And what is she doing? But she's looking at the star. I don't think she's looking at the fucking moon. We don't want to look at the ground. We don't want to look at the shadows. We don't want to look at the things that could scare us and lead us off course. We're going to get tempted at the moon. We're going to get scared. All right. We need to have a little bit of faith. Okay. The Hierophant can be about faith. It is about, it's the high priest. But it's also a card of commitment, of the traditional path, of moving up. Okay. Of having some sort of practice, of learning from tradition. Sometimes we do have to listen to tradition. Now there's a balance. Okay. Usually with the moon card, we see a dog and a wolf and the path that leads between the two. The dog is the Hierophant, which you can't see shit on these cards anyway. The dog is the Hierophant, okay? And the wolf is the devil. Now, we want to have a balance between both. Oh, look, the wolf. We want to have a balance between both. This is what life is all about. This is what temperance is all about. It's not about being good all the time, because if you get too stuck, this is perfect for Mercury being in Sag. This is perfect for Mercury being in Sag. I'm getting a huge download. Oh! Sagittarius. Okay, this is for my Sages, people who have Sag, anything in Sag, people who have strong Sag, but in general, we all have Sag somewhere in our chart. We all have Sagittarius somewhere in our chart. The shadow side of Sag is idealism. Okay? Now, we are going to have a Mercury retrograde coming up pretty soon in Sag. Mercury is moving into Sag. Where are you stuck in your ideals? In your ideas about yourself, in your beliefs. Okay? It's kind of ninth housey. Now, whenever we get too hung up on anything, whatever we believe, if we think that our beliefs are the way, then that becomes the devil. When we hold on too tightly to our ideals, we get stuck with them. And anything that keeps us stuck, I'm going like this because it's the downward pointing pentacle of the devil. Whenever we get stuck up there, that's the devil. Anything that keeps us stuck, anything that keeps us weighed down is the devil. So that's why our beliefs, the Hierophant, can become the devil, right? Now we see it in the Rider-Waite. This is not in order right now, which is annoying to me. I like to keep one deck in order for this reason, so I can show you guys. I like to keep one in order so I can show you guys the similarities that Rider-Waite and Smith decided to put. Now, I do like a lot of things that they did in this 1909 deck that most people relate all of their knowledge to. Anyway, anything that we get too stuck with will become this. So we always have to walk the middle path. That's what the moon is about, okay? This is that new way of thinking, okay? So it's not about rejecting everything that you came from, rejecting all religion, rejecting all faith. This is the keeper of the faith, the speaker of the faith. This was on the bottom. But it's not about just being like a loyal dog to nothing. You know what I mean? It's about walking the middle path. All right. No, Two of Cups. Yeah, do you want love? Most of us do. It's the two things that are hardest for people to manifest are love and money. It's the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, what they represent. The emotional fulfillment and the material fulfillment. There it is. There's the Ten of Pentacles. We can have it all. We can. We have to believe. And you have to get out of your own way. You have to stop worrying. You have to stop having self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay? You have to stop the victim mentality. All right? Yeah, we've all been hurt before. Never had to knock on wood. The song was on the radio this morning. I think I'm going to use it. But I know someone who has. Makes me wonder if I should. Makes me wonder if I. Mighty Mighty Boss Tones? Kind of want a different deck. I always just want my Rider-Waite Smith. Makes me wonder if I. The devil. Look, and death. We need to let go of some sort of addiction, some sort of dependency, okay? This is what we're doing when we're walking through the moon as well. So there is someone out there who needs to have a little bit of faith when it comes to letting go of substance or alcohol. I was picking up on that this morning a little bit. This is also about letting go of a toxic relationship for some people. That's a thing. We need to, when we set off into the dark with the moon, comes after the star, comes after the tower, comes after we realize that we're in chains, okay? And then we have to break the chains. Going into the moon is similar to death. They're both a release. This one is earlier. It's more like when it comes from the outside. This is when we do the hard work ourselves, Okay? It's hard. It's hard. Now, one thing I like to remind people is that we all go through the devil. We all do. This is not something that is random. It's not like, am I going to get the devil today or am I going to get the sun? We get the devil every day. It's not a matter of, am I going to have addiction in this lifetime or not? We all do. We all do. We all have to face this. Some people have to face it more. Like some people, you know, we all have one card that kind of like, there's big spins and little spins. There's really, really big spins. This might be a little bit hard to grasp for some. So you guys hear me talking about the little spins, how we go through a little spin every second. Well, we go through really, really big spins, meaning that even one lifetime can just have to do with one card or one archetype. Does that make sense? It's like our birth cards. Our birth cards. Okay, all right. Can we get any more information for today? Let's just do a little bit of this. 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. Guys, we can have it all, but you can't get to the 10 unless you go through the 9. You can't get to the turning of the wheel unless you go through the 9. You can't get to the 10 unless you go through the 9. You need to renunciate. You need to let go. You need to let go of what you're holding on to so tightly. Okay? There is something that needs to be let go of before you can come into alignment with your divine counterparts. If you haven't yet, some of you guys have, all right? And so maybe this is about different manifestations, right? Page of Swords, that was the first tarot card. For some reason I just can't not use this round deck. I don't know why, but I think it has to do with my aunt. I just want to get some clarifying cards because I never clarified any of this stuff. What is the fox about? What's this fox and this letter and this ring about? What's fox about? Please clarify fox. Please. 6 of Swords. Hold on. Ooh. Yeah, this was on the bottom. And we also have, now we just have the Knight of Cups come out. I think someone's planning. Someone's planning something. What was it? Fox and letter? Yeah, someone's planning on something. Again, it could be travel. Someone could be planning some sort of travel. Or someone's planning on sending a message or a letter or something. 10 of Pentacles. The house, the spouse, the kids, the dogs. The legacy, the family, the material fulfillment. A Pentacles, a Pentacles, a Pentacles, a Pentacles. The riches, the wealth, the legacy, guys. What do you want? We're getting there. There's travel. Someone is definitely traveling. Please clarify ring. Please clarify the moon. There's the moon. Please clarify ring. We can't know. You know, you can't know anything for sure. Remember what I always say. In order to level up, we need to set off into the dark. In order to level up, you need to take a risk. You need to not know and to just trust. That's kind of how we manifest anything. As we feel sure. Oh my God. I knew it. Oh my God. I just felt it. They were touching my fingers in a weird way. We know. You know now. This is not a question anymore. That's also how we get to the manifestation we want. You start to become really sure. You need to become sure. That's how you have faith to get through the moon. That's how you have faith to face your fears. Once you get through the moon and everything becomes clear in the light of day at the sun, and you rise up. 2 of Cups. Looks like it could be definitely... Oh, why does this keep happening, guys? Your fulfillment is here for you. I'm gonna cry. Guys, this is real. This is so real. These readings, this deck. I love this deck. It's our manifestation. We all want this. We all want this. If you don't, then you're lying. We want to have community. Like, okay. We need to set off with faith. 7 to 17. With our eye on the star. There was something I was going to say. I just lost it. There was something and then I literally just lost it. Stop blocking heartbreak. Man in love. Shit, I was going to say something. What the fuck was it? If you don't, then you're lying. It's about not worrying. First card, guys. That's really the thing. And that's why I say if you don't, then you're lying. Because it doesn't have to mean like the traditional path with the Hierophant. You know, it does not have to be the white picket fence, like I always say. It can look a little more like this from the outside. It's got to lean to one side or the other, okay? But what this is peace. Someone I think is sure now. There's the Four of Swords again. Relax, guys. Relax. There's that again. In this deck, they put a little lizard there. That represents the fire. Usually see the lizard on the King of Wands. And there's that devil again. Have faith. Have faith. You can have this. We can all have this. We create it with our mind. We create it with our mind. We're manifesting, guys. We have the power. Follow the fire. Follow the fire. Do what you know you want to do. Okay. Stop. Thank you. Soulless. I knew that this one too. I saw it when I cut the deck. Okay, so we have Soulless and the Journeyman. The Sun. Okay, let's read about it. Okay, Soulless is card 13. And the Journeyman is 15. So again, there's someone who's going on some sort of trip or travel with Rider coming out and the Journeyman. That's just a simple explanation, right? At 13, we have knowledge, consciousness, synthesis, and spiritual empowerment. Guys, that's so beautiful. Soulless stands midway between the realm of the singers and that of manifest reality. When this, like, it's where the veil is the thinnest, right? When we don't know what we need or who to turn to, Soulless will help us. If we ask. Ask and thou shalt receive, guys. To an Oracle group member, Soulless said, allow the surface noise to fade. I'm here waiting. Allow the surface noise to fade. Four of Swords. We need to relax our minds. Be sure. Be sure. This is for you guys. Be sure. Like, the way that the cards come out, this is to show us. We're being asked to believe. We're being asked to believe. We can have our happily ever after. We just need to rise up. Soulless encourages us to stand on our own feet, to recognize and utilize our own wisdom, to depend on our own strength, and to acknowledge and work with our own good qualities, using them as stepping stones to improve the less good. Yeah. So when something isn't as we wish it to be in our life, or the way that we're acting, if we're not being our best selves, then focus on what is going good, you know? Yet at the same time, Soulless recognizes that we cannot do everything alone and helps us to make the connections and to have the insights that will help us to accept wisdom, energy, and assistance from the other realms. With faith in the human spirit, Soulless sees us as an arrow fired from a bow, choosing our own direction and soaring into undreamed of heights, empowered by trust in the creative life force. Fire! Follow the fire, baby. Soulless is radiant, energizing, vitalizing this present. Energizing and vitalizing. This presence in a reading often indicates that something new is being brought into our being, is brought into being in our lives. We're about to manifest something, guys. Partly through our own efforts and partly through the help we are receiving from other realms. Miracles may take place. Movement into the light is occurring. We have to set off into the dark in order to get to the light. You have to go into the moon before you can get to the sun. That's the unity. That's the clarity. That's the joy. That's the 10. Those are the 10s we want. Miracles may take place. Movement into the light is occurring. This is a time for taking action, passing on our blessings and learning, and for service given from a position of strength. And the Journeyman, the Journeyman's beautiful too. Adventure! Someone's going on an adventure. Independence, polishing of skills, and travel. Adventure, independence, travel, a long path ahead, we hope. This card speaks of the need to perfect skills in working and living, but it acknowledges having a sound grounding in the basics. Again, like, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect to begin. We're all on the spiritual path. So that's nice. All right, we'll read about Wolf. What was it? Wolf and Fox. What was Fox? Sly, cunning. Fox is 25. Camouflage. This is cute. Fox's ability to be unseen. Where is he? Fox's ability to be unseen allows it to be the protector of the family unit. If danger arises, Fox is Johnny on the spot. Great Spirit in the Choctaw tongue honors Fox with the duty of keeping the family together and safe. This is accomplished through Fox's ability to observe undetected without making others self-conscious. Fox is always concerned with the safety of family members and is an excellent talisman for those traveling far afield. Someone's traveling. If Fox has chosen to share its medicine with you, it is a sign that you are to become like the wind, which is unseen, yet is able to weave into and through any location or situation. Be adaptable. You would be wise to observe the acts of others rather than their words at this time. Pay attention to body language. That kind of came up with whale yesterday, you know? Not everything is spoken. Use your cunning nature in a positive way. Keep silent about who and what and why you are observing. In learning the art of camouflage, you need to test your abilities to pull this off. One test or exercise that may be helpful to you is deciding to be invisible. In doing this exercise, you might try to visualize your body as part of your surroundings. While learning from Fox, you might also gain confidence in your ability to know instantly what will happen next. This is about trusting your intuition, too. Yeah, it's about trusting. When you're trying to manifest, you know, you have to know. Someone's becoming very sure. After observing for a while, you'll become aware of certain predictability in given situations and be able to quickly make your move. Fox medicine teaches the art of oneness through its understanding of camouflage. This applies on all levels, from rocks to God. With Fox medicine, you're being asked to see all types of uses for oneness. Much like the clowns at the rodeo, Fox can keep the raging bull from stampeding a friend or family member. Fox can use silly tactics as a brilliant camouflage move. No one could guess the sly power behind such ingenious maneuvers. Protector, medicine. Oh, that was wrong. I was holding up Wolf the whole time, wasn't I? I'm supposed to be holding up Fox. That's okay. Now we're going to read a little bit about Wolf. I've read it before because it's been coming up a lot lately. 15. Wolf. Teacher. Wolf is the pathfinder, the forerunner of new ideas, who returns to the clan to teach and share medicine. Wolf takes one mate for life and is loyal like dog. If you were to keep company with wolves, you would find an enormous sense of family within the pack, as well as a strong individualistic urge. These qualities make Wolf very much like the human race. As humans, we also have an ability to be part of society and yet still embody our individual dreams and ideas. So that's what I think that this really is about. This is about keeping a calm mind today. Like the main messages are keeping a calm mind with that Four of Swords, and also being sure of your manifestations. And another is walking the middle path between the wolf and the dog. Okay, it's very, very important. You know, the moon is what Toad says is the hardest lessons that we go through. Either way, if you go the way of the Hierophant, the way of the dog, it will be a tower moment. If you go the way of the wolf, it will be a tower moment. You can have family, you can have tradition, you can have commitment, you can have a traditional life without it being right? That's what I'm getting. Oh, I just cut to the Queen of Wands. Have confidence. Have confidence, my kings and my queens. We are the torchbearers. We are creative. We create our own reality. We have to do that by getting out of our own way. We have to do that by trusting, not thinking so much. Sometimes when we think about, I always remind people that sometimes when we think about what we want at all, then we create resistance. We're trying to find the path of least resistance at all times. All right? There he is. I knew that I had to keep pulling. For some reason, I always have to have my torchbearers. Where'd she go, though? I lost her. My torchbearers. You guys just want to see these every day? Is that why they have to come up? Maybe I want to see them every day. My torchbearers, follow the fire. You know what you want. You know what your desires are. Okay? The fire and then the water, remember? And then we just have to believe. We have to believe. So this is kind of a continuation, right? Get out of your own way. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day.